Hey, Cancer. I just pulled cards for you, and what came through is absolutely fascinating. I need to share this with you because the universe has been quietly preparing you for something significant, and these cards are making it so clear what has been unfolding behind the scenes in your life. So I shuffled the deck with your energy in mind, and the first card that came out is Strength. Now, this is interesting because strength is not just about being powerful or tough. This card is showing me that you have been building this incredible inner resilience without even fully realizing it. You know those moments when you thought you were just surviving? When you were just pushing through difficult emotions or challenging situations? The universe was actually training you. Every single time you chose to stay soft instead of becoming bitter, every time you held space for your feelings without letting them consume you, you were developing this deep well of emotional courage that most people never cultivate. What I am seeing with Strength for you, Cancer, is that you have been learning how to be gentle with yourself while also being incredibly brave. This is such a powerful combination because a lot of people think strength means being hard or closed off. But your journey has been teaching you something completely different. You have been discovering that real strength comes from staying open-hearted even when life gives you reasons to shut down. And I have to tell you, this has not been easy work. The universe has been asking you to hold conflicting truths at the same time, to be both vulnerable and powerful, to be both soft and unshakable. The lion in the Strength card represents those raw emotions and instincts that you have been learning to work with rather than against. For so long, maybe you felt like your sensitivity was a weakness, like feeling things deeply made you fragile. But what this card is revealing is that your emotional depth is actually your superpower. You have been learning to channel those intense feelings into something constructive, into wisdom and compassion and genuine connection with others. The universe has been showing you that you do not need to tame your emotions or suppress your natural empathy. You just need to direct that energy consciously. I am also picking up that this strength energy has been preparing you to step into a leadership role of sorts, but not in the traditional way. You are being prepared to lead with emotional intelligence, to be the person who can hold space for others because you have learned how to hold space for yourself. People are going to start coming to you more and more for guidance, and it is because you have done this internal work. You have transmuted your pain into purpose, your sensitivity into strength, and others can feel that authenticity radiating from you. The timing of this card is telling me that you are right at the end of this preparation phase. You have been in training and you might not have realized it, but everything you have experienced up until now has been building this foundation. The universe needed you to understand your own emotional landscape intimately before what comes next, because you are going to need to trust yourself completely. You are going to need to know that you can handle whatever feelings arise, that you can stay centered even when external circumstances are chaotic. Now, the second card that came through is Three of Cups. And this is where things get really interesting, because after all that internal work we just talked about with strength, the universe is now preparing to bring celebration and deep connection into your life. I am seeing that you have been somewhat isolated, either by choice or by circumstance. Maybe you pulled back from certain friendships or social circles because you were in that growth phase. Maybe you needed that solitude to really figure out who you are outside of other people's expectations and projections. But Three of Cups is showing me that this period of isolation is coming to an end in a beautiful way. The universe has been preparing you for meaningful connections that are going to feel completely different from relationships you have had before. These are not going to be surface-level friendships or connections based on convenience. What is coming in for you are soul-level friendships, people who genuinely see you and celebrate you for exactly who you are. And the reason this is happening now is because you finally see yourself clearly. You have done that strength work of accepting all parts of yourself, the messy parts and the brilliant parts, and now you are magnetic to people who can appreciate your authentic self. I am getting this strong message that there is going to be a specific gathering or celebration that brings new people into your orbit. This could be a party, a workshop, a group activity, something that you might not even be planning to attend. You might actually feel resistance to going because you have gotten comfortable in your solitude. But the universe is going to give you a nudge, and when you show up, you are going to meet people who feel like home. These are going to be your people. The ones who understand your weird humor and your deep thoughts and your need for both fun and meaning. The Three of Cups is also about creative collaboration, and I am seeing that you might connect with people who inspire you creatively or professionally. There could be opportunities to work on projects with others that feel joyful rather than draining. The universe knows you have been carrying things alone for too long, and it is time for you to experience what it feels like to build something beautiful with people who match your energy and effort. What I find really touching about this card is the energy of genuine celebration, not fake happiness or forced positivity, but real joy that comes from authentic connection. You are going to find yourself laughing in a way you have not laughed in a while. You are going to have conversations that feed your soul. You are going to feel witnessed and understood in ways that make you realize how much you have been craving this kind of connection. And here is the beautiful part. You are ready for it now. If these connections had come earlier, before you did that strength work, you might not have been able to receive them fully. But now you know your worth, you know your boundaries, you know what you bring to the table, and you are going to attract relationships that honor all of that. The third card I pulled for you is Five of Swords, and okay, this one requires some unpacking because it might seem like a harsh energy after the celebration of Three of Cups. But stay with me because this is actually showing you something really important about what the universe has been preparing you for. Five of Swords often represents conflict, defeat, or winning at all costs. And what I am picking up is that you have been in situations where you felt like you had to fight for your place, fight to be heard, fight to be respected. Maybe there have been people in your life who challenged you in ways that felt personal or unfair. But here is what the universe wants you to understand about those experiences. They were not random. They were not punishments. Those difficult interactions were actually teaching you discernment. They were showing you who deserves access to your energy and who does not. Five of Swords is about recognizing when to engage and when to walk away. And this has been a crucial lesson for you, Cancer, because you are naturally inclined to nurture and support others. You want to help, you want to fix, you want to make everyone comfortable. But what has been happening is that some people have been taking advantage of that generous nature. The universe has been putting you in situations where you had to learn that not every battle is worth fighting. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is refuse to engage. Sometimes winning means walking away with your peace intact, rather than staying and being right. This has probably felt uncomfortable for you because walking away can feel like giving up, or like you are being cold. But what you are actually learning is strategic energy management. You are learning that your emotional energy is precious and you get to choose where you invest it. I am also seeing that Five of Swords is preparing you to deal with competitive or envious energy that might come your way as you step into your power. Because here's the thing, when you start shining brighter, when you start attracting those beautiful Three of Cups connections, when you start embodying that strength energy fully, not everyone is going to be happy about it. Some people are going to feel threatened. Some people are going to try to dim your light or create drama or pull you into unnecessary conflict. And the universe is giving you this Five of Swords energy now as preparation, so that when those situations arise, you already know how to handle them. You do not take the bait. You do not get pulled into petty arguments. You do not try to prove yourself to people who have already decided to misunderstand you. You simply keep moving forward, keep building your beautiful life, keep connecting with your real people. The ones who celebrate you do not need convincing. The ones who challenge you do not deserve explanation. What I find really powerful about this card in your reading is that it is teaching you about healthy detachment. You can care about people without carrying their dysfunction. You can wish someone well from a distance. You can acknowledge that a relationship served its purpose and now it is complete. This level of emotional maturity is rare, and it is something the universe has been cultivating in you specifically because of what is coming. You are going to need these boundaries. You are going to need this clarity. You are going to need to know the difference between someone who is genuinely struggling and needs support versus someone who is creating drama because they feed off chaos. The fourth card that came through is Death, and before you panic, Let me tell you that this is actually one of the most exciting cards in your reading. Death is about transformation, endings that make room for beginnings, the complete shedding of old identities and patterns. And what I am seeing for you, Cancer, is that the universe has been preparing you for a massive life transformation. Something in your life is ending or needs to end. And this is not a bad thing, even though endings can feel scary or sad. What death is showing me is that you have outgrown certain situations, certain roles, maybe even certain versions of yourself. You know that feeling when you are wearing clothes that used to fit perfectly, but now they are too tight or just do not feel right anymore? That is what is happening energetically for you. The life you have been living, or certain aspects of it, are no longer aligned with who you are becoming. And the universe has been preparing you to release these things with grace. I am picking up that this could be related to your career, your living situation, a relationship that has run its course, or even just old belief systems about yourself and what you are capable of. Death is clearing the path for something new to emerge, but you have to be willing to let go of what was. And this is where all that strength work becomes so important, because letting go requires courage. It requires trusting that there is something better on the other side even when you cannot see it yet. The universe has been showing you signs that this transformation is necessary. Maybe you have been feeling restless or dissatisfied. Maybe you have been having dreams that feel significant. Maybe you keep seeing synchronicities that point you in a new direction. Death is confirming that yes, you are being guided toward a major shift, and yes, you are ready for it even if it feels terrifying. All that internal work you have done has been building your capacity to handle this level of change. What I love about death appearing in your reading is that it represents the kind of transformation that is total and irreversible. This is not about making small adjustments or trying to fix what is broken. This is about complete metamorphosis. Think about the caterpillar in the cocoon. It does not become a butterfly by adding wings to its existing form. It has to completely dissolve and restructure itself at a cellular level. That is the kind of change the universe is preparing you for. You are not going to be a slightly improved version of your current self. You are going to be fundamentally different in the best possible way. And here is something really important about this death energy. It is not something being done to you. You are an active participant in this transformation. The universe has been empowering you to make choices that align with your authentic self, even when those choices are difficult. Every time you have chosen your growth over your comfort, every time you have chosen truth over convenience, you have been participating in this death process. You have been consciously shedding old skin, old patterns, old ways of being that no longer serve you. I am also seeing that this transformation is going to affect how others see you. People who have known you for a long time might be surprised by the changes they see in you. Some might celebrate your evolution, and others might resist it, because your growth challenges them to look at their own stagnation. But remember that Five of Swords lesson. You do not need everyone to understand or approve of your transformation. You just need to stay true to the path the universe is illuminating for you. Now, the fifth card is Nine of Cups, and oh my goodness, Cancer, this is the wish fulfillment card. After death clears away what no longer serves, Nine of Cups is showing you what gets to come in. This card is literally called the wish card because it represents dreams coming true, deep satisfaction, emotional fulfillment. The universe has been preparing you for a period of your life where you finally get to experience the joy and contentment you have been working toward. What I am seeing with Nine of Cups is that wishes you made a while ago, maybe even wishes you forgot about because you stopped believing they could come true, are going to start manifesting. And the reason they are manifesting now is because you have become energetically aligned with receiving them. Think about it. You developed that strength to handle success. You cleared space with death for new blessings. You learned discernment with Five of Swords so you can protect your happiness. You opened yourself to connection with Three of Cups so you can share your joy. Everything has been building to this. The Nine of Cups is deeply personal for each person because it represents what fulfillment means specifically to you, not what society says should make you happy. For you, Cancer, I am picking up that this could manifest in several ways. It might be finding a romantic relationship that feels easy and nourishing after so many complicated connections. It might be achieving a level of financial stability that allows you to breathe and make choices from abundance rather than fear. It might be creating a home environment that truly feels like your sanctuary. It might be reaching a point in your creative work where you feel genuinely proud of what you are producing. What stands out to me about this card in your reading is the sense of earned contentment. This is not shallow happiness or temporary pleasure. This is deep soul satisfaction that comes from being authentically yourself and having a life that reflects your true values. You know how sometimes people achieve external success but still feel empty inside? That is not what is happening here. The Nine of Cups is showing me that your internal world and external reality are going to come into beautiful alignment. What you value internally is going to be reflected in your actual lived experience. I am also getting that this Nine of Cups energy involves you being more visible or celebrated in some way. Remember that image on the card of someone sitting contentedly with their cups displayed behind them? There is an element of feeling good about sharing your success, not in a boastful way, but in a genuinely joyful way. You have spent so much time behind the scenes, supporting others, doing the invisible work. The universe is preparing you for a time when your efforts are recognized and celebrated. When people can see the beautiful life you have built and the work you have done to get here. Here is something really beautiful about Nine of Cups that I want you to understand. This card often appears when you have stopped desperately chasing what you want and have started embodying the energy of already having it. It is like the universe rewards you for shifting from lack mentality to abundance mentality, and I can feel that you have been making this shift. You have been learning to appreciate what you have while staying open to more. You have been practicing gratitude while still holding space for your desires. This energetic maturity is what allows the Nine of Cups blessings to flow in. The final card I pulled for you is Knight of Cups, and this card is absolutely perfect as the conclusion to your reading, because it represents an offer, an opportunity, or a person coming into your life with a beautiful emotional proposition. The Knight of Cups is romantic, creative, emotionally expressive, and deeply sincere. This energy is heading your way, and it is going to feel like a gift from the universe. Now, this could literally be a romantic offer from someone who is genuinely interested in you and wants to pursue a real connection. If you are single, the Knight of Cups suggests someone is going to approach you with clear intentions and authentic feelings. This is not going to be a situationship or something ambiguous. This person is going to be direct about their interest and their feelings. They are going to pursue you properly, with consideration and romance. And after all the work you have done on yourself, you are going to be able to recognize whether this person is truly aligned with you or not. That Five of Swords discernment is going to serve you well, but Knight of Cups energy is not just about romance. It can also represent a creative opportunity that is going to be presented to you. Someone might reach out with a project proposal or collaboration offer that really speaks to your heart. This could be work that allows you to express yourself authentically while also being financially rewarding. The universe knows you are tired of separating your practical needs from your creative desires, and this opportunity might be the bridge between those worlds. What I really love about the Knight of Cups is the energy of movement and action. Knights are about momentum and progress. So after all this preparation we have been talking about, after the internal work and the transformation and the waiting, things are actually going to start happening. The Knight brings news, brings offers, brings tangible manifestations of what has been brewing in the spiritual realm. You are moving from the preparation phase into the action phase. I am also picking up that the Knight of Cups is going to inspire you to take your own bold actions. Seeing someone else be emotionally courageous and expressive is going to give you permission to do the same. Maybe you have been holding back from declaring your feelings for someone. Maybe you have been hesitant to share your creative work publicly. Maybe you have been afraid to ask for what you really want in your career or relationships. The Knight of Cups energy is going to help you find your voice and use it. There is also this element with the Knight of Cups of following your intuition and your heart even when it does not make logical sense to other people. Knights can be a bit idealistic and romantic, And honestly, Cancer, you could use some of that energy right now. You have been so practical and responsible for so long. The universe is giving you permission to dream big, to take emotional risks, to choose passion over safety sometimes. Not in a reckless way, but in a way that honors the fact that life is meant to be felt and experienced, not just survived. The timing of all these cards together is really striking me. The universe has been preparing you methodically and intentionally. First, you developed the strength to handle what is coming. Then you learned the Five of Swords lesson about boundaries and discernment. Then death cleared away what was blocking you. Then Three of Cups opened you up to meaningful connection. Then Nine of Cups aligned you with your deepest wishes. And now Knight of Cups is bringing the actual manifestations, the real-world expressions of all this internal preparation. I want you to understand that this is not random timing. You could not have skipped any of these steps. You needed to build that emotional strength first. You needed to learn those hard lessons about who deserves your energy. You needed to let go of old versions of yourself and old situations that were keeping you small. You needed to reconnect with joy and community. You needed to embody the energy of your wishes already being fulfilled. And only now, after all of that, are you ready to receive what the Knight of Cups is bringing. So Cancer, the universe has quite literally been preparing you for this moment. Every challenge you faced was making you stronger. Every person who disappointed you was teaching you discernment. Every ending was making space for something better. Every lonely night was an opportunity to deepen your relationship with yourself. Every dream you held on to was building energetic momentum toward manifestation. You have been in cosmic training and your graduation is here. What I want you to take away from this reading is that you are ready. You might not feel ready. You might still have doubts or fears, but the cards are crystal clear that you have done the work and you have what it takes to step into this next chapter. The universe does not give you opportunities you cannot handle. The fact that these cards are showing up for you now means you are prepared even if you do not fully believe it yet. Pay attention to offers and opportunities that come your way in the near future. Pay attention to people who show up wanting to connect with you authentically. Pay attention to your own desires and creative impulses. These are not random. These are the universe responding to all the work you have done and all the growth you have experienced. You have been building your capacity for joy and success and love, and now you get to actually experience the fruits of that labor. And remember, you do not have to have it all figured out. The Knight of Cups is about being willing to take action even when you do not know exactly how things will unfold. You just need to say yes to what feels aligned. You just need to trust that inner knowing you have been developing. You just need to stay open and receptive to the magic that wants to flow into your life. The universe has been preparing you for this moment. Trust that. Trust yourself. Trust the journey. Everything is unfolding exactly as it should, and you are exactly where you need to be. Your moment is here.